So I had a conversation with Mike and said, Mike, you know, our meetings just aren't hitting the note that they need to in order for them to be successful. And so we came up with this concept around meeting rhythm and really changing. Now, the one that really struck me that I thought there was a snowball's chance in hell that it was going to work, but it was the morning huddle that really struck me. And that was us getting together every day. There is no way that I thought that everybody was going to get up early in the morning or meet at a certain time and for it to work. However, after about a week or two, I don't know how we got to this far without doing meetings or having a meeting huddle. The meeting huddles every morning at 8:45 are essential. And I really can't imagine us going forward without. So kudos to Mike and his suggestions around meeting rhythm.
For entrepreneurs, navigating your way to business success can be both exhilarating and exhausting. Whether you're changing locations, expanding, or leveling up production, wouldn't it be nice to have a business coach ride along with you on the journey? Well, buckle up. This is Business Ride Along.
Studio A, coming.
Renovations are underway for the new KUDZUKIAN headquarters. From breaking down walls to creating windows, KUDZUKIAN at AgriCenter is getting a complete facelift. While the physical space is changing, so are the dynamics of the team. Let's listen in on Michael Synk as he helps them identify their core customer.
We're going to have a discussion about customers. Okay, and I've found that most companies spend a lot of time talking about how great they are, but they're not talking about what's important to their norms. So today we're going to dig into who your norms are. If you don't like that term, fine. Think core customers. These are the people that you love to work with. They love you. They don't complain about the money. Of course, the money's got to be right, but they're not complaining about it. They pay you, and it's a person. Companies tend to think of customers as a company, and that's where they go wrong on this. So what I want to do is put up a series of your core customers and let's start listing and thinking through what we know about these customers, the person.
You know, I read a book several years ago. It's called The Inside Advantage by this guy named Bob Bloom. The wisdom that he provides is that you know your customers better than you think you do. And that's the whole thing about core customers, is that you got to dig deeper into why they're really buying. And you only can do that by talking about everything that's going on with them, not the obvious reasons they're buying that they need your product. You got to dig deeper and you got to find the pattern. You find the pattern, you just find the answer to your strategy.
This is a journey.
Let me take you on a journey.
There will still be the journey.
The journey.
What is it that moved you?
The journey.
Success in life is not a straight line. There are twists and turns in everyone's life, and the more you know about their story, the more you'll understand the process.
I was about 14 years old.
About 14, you decided you were going to go in the radio.
14, ninth grader.
The KUDZUKIAN Network proudly presents The Journey, a show that features successful black men in Memphis, telling their stories of their lives and the ups and downs they've encountered on the road to their ultimate success.
Went to arts and tried to do corporate America, became admin assistants, personal assistants. I did so many different things. It's a zigzag.
We believe The Journey will encourage young men and help them see that life is a journey. Watch The Journey, hosted by me, Larry Robinson, on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
Who's a core customer that we want to start on first?
I'd probably say Jessica Tavo Epperson.
Or what's your title?
She's now CEO.
Okay. What is her main responsibility? Her main responsibility is not doing business with you.
I would say with women and minority entrepreneurs, right, more so than businesses, and providing resources and making sure to brand that organization as a resource center.
So, what's your staff look like?
I'd probably say about 10 people.
Okay, 10 people. Who are her customers?
Her staff.
Her staff?
Funders, other nonprofit organizations, municipalities, City of Memphis, Shelby County government.
So she is dealing with a wide range of people.
Another customer would be her family.
Well, I was going to get to what do we know about her life outside of work. Everything here is about work.
Yeah.
The person who's buying from you is a complete person, not just a person at work. She has some need to use your services, I'm sure, related to promoting entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. But she's got all these other things. The actual production of the content that she asks you to do is this much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm Jessica Tavo. I'm president and CEO of Epicenter. We're a nonprofit entrepreneurship hub in Memphis and Shelby County, which means that we really work with a wide variety of resources to make sure entrepreneurs and potential entrepreneurs have all the resources they need to launch and grow in our region. A number of years ago, we really wanted to tell more stories about those entrepreneurs. And so we started working with KUDZUKIAN to co-create a podcast. We named it Grindset, and the goal was really to utilize the resources at KUDZUKIAN to tell those stories. We worked with the team there to identify really stellar show hosts, Cynthia and Williams, and really start to identify potential stories to be told. You know, we operate a really dynamic nonprofit, but we're a nonprofit organization, so our resources here are finite. They're limited. Our team is amazing, but we really work with partners and vendors to make our mission come to fruition. And KUDZUKIAN's resources and platform has really allowed us to create this amazing podcast and tell really fantastic stories of entrepreneurs, successes and challenges and real life, what it's really like to be an entrepreneur. And KUDZUKIAN takes care of all of those resources. And so it's been a great investment on our part to be able to work with a local media partner to tell the stories that we have. And
success occurs when opportunity meets preparation. And everybody has a little something that they're really good, they're really passionate for. And mine, like I said, is music.
Air traffic controller, expanding DJ.
I do both. I help people with DJing and I help people get on with air traffic control. The sky is the limit. You can do whatever it is you want to do out there. Those that are tuning in.
Even the name itself, Alpha Whiskey, kind of give us the breakdown of where that came from.
Yeah, always stay ahead. You know, if you see something like, oh, I can see myself there, see it, whatever you do, I talk to God about it and turn it over. And next thing I know, I'll get a phone call. I'm like, thank you.
Be sure to check out the full episode on KUDZUKIAN.com or wherever you find your favorite podcast provider.
Let's move to someone else. Who's another core customer, company and person?
I was going to say Keenan.
Oh, absolutely.
Keenan James, formerly with Noble, now with Everytown.
What does he do? Is he the president?
He's the executive director.
Yeah. Let me ask this, Mike. Would it make more sense to, because he just got in that position and we hadn't really done any work with him in this new position. But in his old position.
Well, let's talk about his old position.
He was the assistant executive director at Noble.
I think that's a good distinction because you obviously satisfied him as a vendor that he took you there.
Right.
Which means he wants to stay.
Right.
And he wants to buy again. And that's all part of your brand promise, is not just to get them to buy, but to get them to stay. So tell me about his job here.
He seemed to have like a responsibility around a lot of the administrative duties of the organization.
How many people?
I'd say less than 10 for sure.
Yeah. So he's got constituents. Mm-hmm. And he, at least from administrative programming, he's not just answering to the executive director, he's answering to them.
Police officers.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Police chiefs and the executive in the police area.
During the pandemic, working with KUDZUKIAN, I was able to recreate an in-person event in a virtual space that felt as if they were live interacting with colleagues from all across the country. And because of KUDZUKIAN, I was able to be successful in putting together a virtual event. KUDZUKIAN definitely made my projects a lot easier by working with some of our panelists and presenters, and particularly when you're planning for a live event. Certainly made it a lot easier on me knowing that audio and video, all of those things were taken care of. I think that was extremely important. We were viewed as a professional organization, and we were viewed that way because we were working with a professional organization.
Michael Synk here. If our show, Business Ride Along, is opening your eyes to how you can grow your business, I invite you to enroll in the School of Rock and Sand. All the key concepts, exercises, worksheets that Larry and I work through, core values, core customers, brand promise, meeting rhythm, and more, are available in a convenient, self-paced class. And if you want me to ride along with you as you work your way through them, you can upgrade and get me for one-on-one coaching. I'm pleased to offer Business Ride Along fans a special offer, 10% off your enrollment in the School of Rock and Sand. To take advantage of this special offer, visit rockandsand.com/ridealong. Again, that's rock, the letter N, sand.com/ridealong. Hope to see you soon. Now, let's get back to the Business Ride Along.
Going through Rock and Sand, one of the things that we had to really identify was who our core customer really was and is. And what Mike was able to help us learn was to look at those attributes that our best customers kind of had. And what we found that was common between some of our best customers was the fact that they're very busy, they have a lot on their plate, they typically have a lot of different employees and so on and so forth. The fact that KUDZUKIAN, our focus is to be a turnkey organization, to make it easy, to do the heavy lifting. So really identifying that ideal customer was essential in our evolution as a company.
What do you see that's common between these four that you could really, if you could answer those problems, if you could promise something in a meaningful way?
Well, here's something that's jumping out at me. They're a key to a lot of other business.
Mm-hmm.
They're a key to it. I mean, if you got them talking about us to the people that they're talking to, that's a lot of business. I mean, I'm talking about to the point where we could have more business than we knew what to do with just from these four individuals.
A deeper understanding of core customer opens the team's mind to larger opportunities. Michael starts Larry and his team on a journey of brand promise. Stay tuned for the next episode to learn more about identifying brand promise on Business Ride Along.
Hey, the framing is in for the new KUDZUKIAN Studios. Right here, coming together. It's coming all together, you all.
KUDZUKIAN. Check out all your KUDZUKIAN favorites now. Download the KUDZUKIAN app, available on Android and iOS.